Jai Sadgurudeo and good morning to all of you. Welcome to the weekly English Satsang organized by North America Institute of Vihangam Yoga. My name is Megha and I have joined the Satsang from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. In the current times, our day-to-day life has gone busy in fulfilling our physical and mental requirements and social responsibilities. In this fast-paced routine life, the requirement of the soul is often forgotten. So first, I would like to congratulate each one of you for taking some time from your busy schedule to fulfill the requirement of your soul through this satsang. Through this satsang, you'll experience the benefit of yoga and pranayama, which can positively impact your health and nourish your body. Let us move to our next segment where we will perform yogasanas. We will now engage in a series of yogasanas to promote physical and mental well-being. Before we begin, please read the disclaimer carefully. By participating in this activity, you agree and acknowledge to take responsibility of any such results. Yogasana is very helpful in keeping your body fit and healthy. We are very fortunate to get this human body. Human body is the only body which is capable of achieving salvation. In fact, salvation is the ultimate goal of human life. Vihangam Yoga provides the knowledge and guidance of Sadguru that helps us to achieve the goal. Please let us know if you're interested in learning more about Vihangam Yoga and learn meditation technique to get started with the spiritual journey. For the yogasanas, we have Sulba Soniji from Vihangam Yoga family. Sulbaji from Mumbai, India, will be guiding us with yogasanas. I would like now to hand over to Sulbaji.
Sadgurudeo, namaste everyone. Thank you, Vihangam family, for giving me this opportunity. Okay, so we can start. Putting your hands in a Jnana Mudra. As I've told you, Jnana Mudra is not touching here. You should touch the each point of your, there. Touch it both the side, keeping it on your thighs, not too much far. Close. Spine straight with a gentle smile. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Start chanting Om. 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 Join your hands, close your eyes. Let's begin with the opening prayer. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvidavadhitamastu Ma Vitvishavahe. Everyone together. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Rub your palms, make a palm, and slowly place it down. Feel the warmness. Open your eyes. Okay. So let me first Guys, if you can on your camera, that will be great. All right. Thank you, Sriramji. So today our topic will be like force, focus, and your strength. So you yourself will see how much concentration level you have, how much focus you're there, how much stable your mind is. Okay. And also I will tell you first only, practice make the man perfect. Yes. So we can start. Everyone, come up on your mat. I'll adjust my camera. All right. Great. Come up on your mat. Inhale, exhale. Keep your hands on your wrist. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Start rotation. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3. Ankle rotation. Om 4. Okay, I will show you from sideways. A lot of people make mistake. They move like this. So you don't have to move like this. You have to just move your ankle. Okay? 6, 7, Om 8, Om 9, Om 10. Reverse. Om 10, Om 9, Om 8, Om 7, Om 6, Om 5, Om 4, Om 3, Om 2, Om 1. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, lift other leg up. That is the left. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7, Om 8, Om 9, Om 10. Reverse. Om 10, Om 9, Om 8, Om 7, Om 6, Om 5, Om 4, Om 3, Om 2, Om 1. Exhale. Great. Inhale. Lift your right leg up. Hold it and start rotation of your just leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Drop it down. Inhale. Lift your left leg up. Start rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, drop it down. Okay. Keeping your hands. First, take half inches gap between your legs. Hands on your wrist. Let's start with rotation of your tummy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. 5, 6, 7. Don't move your head too much. 8, 9, 10. Reverse. This will give a good shape to your body. Also reduce your belly fat. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Okay. Next one. Apart your legs. These are the basic warm-up. Then we will go to the balancing one. Okay. Apart your legs as much as you can. Hands over shoulder. Exhale. Touch your right hand to your left leg and look at your palm. 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7, Om 8, Om 9, Om 10. And relax. Okay. Okay. Now we will start with the balancing one. Everyone is aware of Tadasana? Yep. Let me Teacher Taras. Keeping your hands interlock finger. Slowly inhale, lift it up, 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 and come upon your pictures. Here, come upon your pictures. Balance yourself. Count here. Do not hold your breath. A lot of people hold their breath. Don't hold your breath. Normal. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Slowly relax. Okay. Next one. Same we will go. Inhale. Lift it up. Come upon your big toes and with exhalation, other side. Deal 10, 9, 8, 7, the toes, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here, relax. Great. Guys, on your camera, inhale. Come up on your big toes, stretch your body up, 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 and exhale to the other side. Dear, a gentle smile. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feel in the middle and relax yourself. Okay, the next one is tree posture. You have to place your right foot to the, not upon the knee. Remember, guys, not upon the knee, beside. Okay, slowly with inhalation, stable and join hands. Dear, look straight. Focus, focus, get stabilized over here. Focus, concentrate. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly relax. Okay, switch your side. How many of you are able to hold it perfectly and properly? Just type in if you can hold properly. A single P in the chat. Inhale, the other side. Hold it here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale and relax. Amazing. So this was screen posture. First we did it. Okay. The next one we will start with Garud Asana. Aware about Garud? Eagle posture, we say. So you have to take your right leg up, twist it to the other leg. Yeah, slowly. And keeping your which leg is straight, your left leg is straight, right? So we'll keep your right hand straight and left will be just bending and slowly balance yourself and be you. 10. Try to sit down. Try to sit down like this. 10, 9, very good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Wow, Sriramji, you are able to hold. Good concentration level you have. Okay, other side. Your right will be straight, left will be binding, and slowly keeping your right straight. Okay, okay. I did left straight and twist it. Here, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly relax. Amazing. Next one, we will do Nataraj Asana. Okay. Deep breath in, exhale. Okay. Hold your right leg, left hand straight. You can keep Dhyana Mudra. You can just keep like this. I mean, one finger, focus at one finger, or Dhyana Mudra, anything. And slowly, with exhalation, move forward and open your leg. And be it. Very great. Hold your Om 10, Om 9, Om 8, Om 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Good. Switch your side. Deep breath in with exhalation forward. And hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, perfect. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Take a deep breath in, breathe out. Okay, that was Natarajasana. We will do one more last asana, that is bird posture, which is known as Pakshi Asana. So you have, okay, first I will show you from front, hand toward your shoulder level. Okay, slowly with inhale first and then exhale, move forward and lift your just right leg up in this way. Okay, so you can see my legs. One side. You can see my legs. It will be from frontal, it should look like this, and from sideway. You have to make sure your hands are not going like this. When you're doing, the hand should not go like this. It should be at your shoulder level, toward your shoulder level. Yeah. Hold the posture. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. 5, 6. It should not go back. 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Other side. Deep breath in. Remember, guys, you will not hold your breath. If you will hold your breath, you will be not able to concentrate. Okay? So you have to keep normal breath. With exhalation, forward, 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 and be here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, with toes pointing back. 5, 4, 3, very good, 2, 1. And relax. Amazing. Everyone, come upon your mat. We will do relaxation for 1 2 minutes. Lay down on your back, keeping your, we'll go in Savasana. Legs apart, hands apart, palm facing upward, eyes closed, hands free, shoulder free, and relax. Mentally repeat after me. I am relaxing my feet, my feet. are free of lies. I am relaxing my ankle, thighs, and my legs. My ankle, thighs, and legs are relaxed. Relax, relax, and just relax. Remove all the tension from your body. Feel yourself, wherever stretch you got. Your concentration level was here and there. Command your body that everything is fine. You can do it. Nothing is impossible. I am relaxing my lower back, middle back, and my upper back, my lower back, middle back, and upper back are relaxed. Relax, relax, and just relax. You're the most happiest person in this world. No one is happy like you. With each inhalation, take all the positive energy inside of you. With exhalation, exhale all the negative thoughts from your mind. Don't let any thoughts to come and disturb. Command yourself. Give instructions. Feel your soul, how innocent your soul is. How beautiful it is. So pure. Find yourself. You are also pure, innocent, and beautiful. Take a deep breath in and completely breathe out. One more. Exhale. Take your hands over your head, slowly towards your head. Interlock your fingers, stretch your body, stretch, 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 and relax. Once again, stretch your body with inhalation, stretch, 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 and completely release. Turn your body toward right side. Yeah, and slowly come to the center. Okay, let's begin with the prayer, the ending prayer. Take a deep breath in Start chanting Om. 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 Last breath. Om. Join your hands. Close your eyes. Let's begin with the breath. Om. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. Everyone together. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Spread your palms, make it calm, and slowly place it on your eyes. Feel the warmness. Just massage your face. So we did everything on this Mother Nature land. So we will do Bhumi Naman. Take your hands back. Exhale it down. Pray to the Almighty God, the Mother Nature. Thanks to everyone, parents, Guru, people around you. Inhale up. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful week ahead. I hope you loved the session. See you to the next week. Jai Shri Gurudev. Namaste, everyone. Take care of yourself.
Thank you, Sulbaji. It was a wonderful session indeed. I can see it was not easy to keep those balances in one leg and do the yogasanas. But with practice, we can definitely improve and see how those balancing can help us in focus and reap more benefits in the future. Thank you again, Sulbaji, for your guidance. You can reach out on the number shown at the bottom of the screen to register for group classes also. Next, we are moving to the Warrior of the Week phase. We all know that the best time to meditate is the Brahm Muhurat meditation between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. But most of us are unable to take the advantage of this time. To encourage all of us, NAIVY has started a WhatsApp group called Brahm Muhurat Warriors. Goal for participant is to practice Brahm Muhurat meditation on their own and report status on the group by sending done as a message on the group. This is a no session to join. If you are interested in joining the group, please let us know and we will send you the link. It is time to congratulate the warriors of the week who have meditated in Brahm Muhurat every single day of the week. The warriors of the week are Subhashji, Surya Almarajuji, Radhaji, Amit Telkarji, Mukesh Kumarji. We also have the inductees of the week. Inductees of the week are those disciples who have meditated at least one day of the week. So for inductees of the week, we have Niranjanji from Atlanta, Prachi Srisagar ji, Manoj Gupta ji, Vijay Kumar ji, Anjali Kumar ji, Suroj Gupta ji, Ranjani ji, Niranjan Kumar ji from California, Shrirang ji, Ajay Mozar ji, Yogesh Srisagar ji, Maya ji, and Monica ji. Thanks to NAIVY for such great initiative and warriors and inductees of the week to encourage all of us. It is inspiring to see that the list is growing every day. We started with just 2 or 3 who have reached out to this big list as you can see in front of you. Now we transition to the next phase of the satsang, Vihangam Yoga Fundamentals. This is a classroom style interactive session that will help us deepen on understanding and confidence in sharing the profound teaching of Vihangam Yoga. By joining us in full strength on Sunday Satsang, we can collectively build a stronger and more confident Navy Samaj. Let's come together with open hearts and mind to learn, grow, and inspire each other. Our speaker for the day is Vijay Kumarji, who is a sincere disciple of Sadgurudeo and inspire us with his Seva Bhav devotion and knowledge. Let us all feel grateful for this opportunity today to include in deep spiritual knowledge. I would like to request Vijay ji to continue the discussion on six eternal entities. Over to you, Vijay ji.
जय सद्गुरुदेव। सब देवों का देव है, परम पुरुष का रूप, बिन गुरु प्रभु जीवना मिले, भटकी रहे भवकूप। एक शब्द गुरुदेव का, ताको अनंत विचार, थाके मुनि जन पंडिता, वेद न पावे पार। वेद थके ब्रह्मा थके, थकिया शेष महेश, गीता हूँ की गम नहीं, तहाँ सद्गुरु उपदेश। Just to everyone, we'll do the recap of what we covered about Sadguru from the beginning in next 5 minutes, and then we'll proceed ahead with the theme of today is who is the true Sadguru in the human form, and what is the process of making a human form of Sadguru. Sadguru is one of the 6 eternal entities. When we say eternal entities, that itself says that Sadguru is definitely not a physical form, because any physical form cannot be eternal. So Sadguru is a non-physical form. What form the Sadguru actually is in? He is in the conscious form, one of the 4 conscious entities. One of the 4 conscious entities. Here, when we say conscious entities, that does not mean that the entity which has awareness and is conscious about the surrounding. Here, the term conscious means the entity which is composed of only consciousness. It is made of consciousness. There is no inert matter in its identity, in its form. And that kind of conscious entities are 4. One is Supreme Being, one is Akshar Brahm, then there are you and me, the infinite number of individual souls. These are the 3 types, and the most important type is the Sadguru. When we say 4 types of conscious entities, why there's a four different types of consciousness? Because we cannot compare our own consciousness with any of these consciousness. Our own consciousness is limited in nature. So we cannot say that our consciousness, meaning the consciousness of the soul, is same as the consciousness of Sadguru. We cannot say that. Sadguru's consciousness is more capable than individual soul's consciousness. We only become very powerful or knowledgeable when we acquire the union with other consciousness, meaning the consciousness of Akshar Brahm or consciousness of Sadguru or consciousness of Almighty. Only when we unite with either of these consciousness, then we start experiencing something which is beyond the reach of our senses. Just with our own consciousness also, we would not be able to raise our awareness to the level that the Sadguru can perceive, or the Akshar Brahm can perceive, or the Almighty can perceive. The limited consciousness of a soul is always limited only. The soul is a limited consciousness. Soul can never be the infinitely conscious entity. Soul can never be that. Only when the soul unite with these infinitely conscious entities, then it starts experiencing the infiniteness within itself. And that is not our own identity. That is not our own capability. It is just that the nature of union between two consciousness is such that when one consciousness unite with other consciousness, then the qualities of the two consciousness start merging with each other. And the higher consciousness starts passing on its own experiences to the lower consciousness. There is always a flow of properties from higher to the lower end. And this is what happens between soul and these entity also. We become knowledgeable, we become blissful, all because the knowledge and bliss, they flow to us from the other consciousness which is actually holding it. So this is just to clarify, this is why we say there are four types of consciousness. At every level of consciousness, there is a different level of knowledge. There's a different level of experience. And only when we raise our consciousness and attain that level of consciousness by uniting with these entities, it is only then we become capable to raise even higher than that. So just to recap about Sadguru being one of those conscious entity, which is eternal in nature, the Atharvaved, you know, stamped on it that there is one entity called Sant, Sadguru, which always stays near to everyone, watching everybody. The Rig Veda also calls that as messenger, the Tvadutam Agni, the Dut or Dut of Agni. Agni here is to signify the uh, basically the divinity. So it's the messenger of the divine Almighty. The question which has been raised by Svarved, by Sadguru Siddhafal Devji Maharaj to all the spiritual seeker is about when the creation is made, at that point of time, there is no knowledge on the earth. So how does the knowledge come to the earth about, say, Brahma Vidya or about knowing the Almighty? When there's no knowledge on the earth, who brings down the knowledge? All these are indicating about the same messenger, the messenger of Almighty, the Sadguru. Sadguru is the first conscious entity which speaks about this knowledge, pass on this knowledge, starts educating people about the knowledge. So that's why Sadguru is called the the source, the Adi Guru of the earth. And then further Svarved clarifies that that Sadguru is not any of the individual being, but the Sadguru that we are discussing here is about a different conscious entity which cannot be compared to any individual consciousness. And so it is then clarifying that the entity that we are talking about is the eternal Sadguru, which is one of the six eternal entities. Let me just, I need to close this. So Sadguru is one of those eternal entities, which is also known as Aj, Sukrit, Sant, Atri, Hiranyagarbh, Dutam. These are the words used in the ancient scripture about the Nityanadi Sadguru, about the eternal Sadguru. And this eternal Sadguru is in the conscious form. So how any human being be able to interact with that conscious form of Sadguru? How will anybody experience that true form of Sadguru? To bridge that gap, the Sadguru is the one who assumed the human body. He will make the human body for himself and appear for being able to, for actually enable us to be able to interact with him. So that's why it is said, Vyakta or Avyakta hai Sadguru doye swarup. Anubhav gati avyakta hai antar shabda anu. There are two forms of Sadguru, Vyakt and Avyakt. Avyakt meaning unmanifested, the pure consciousness in its true form. That is the Avyakt form, pure conscious form. But then Vyakta form is when the consciousness will attain a body to appear in front of any human being. And that is the Vyakta form. But this is when the eternal master himself will make the body for him and appear. So that is one way of appearing in the mortal land. There are other ways also by which Sadguru, make his presence. Sadguru power makes its presence in in this mortal land. There are four different ways for that. One is that the Nityanadi Guru himself comes in a human form. The second is the Nityanadi Sadguru will pass on his power to one of the liberated soul, will embrace that soul and make that soul as the representative of Sadguru. And then that soul will come down to the earth. And again, that soul also is one who does not need to be taught anything on the mortal land. By by the appearance itself, it will be the soul that will hold the Sadguru power and will be able to, teach the Brahma Vidya technique to the needy ones. The third one is the Abhyasit Sadguru. The Abhyasit Sadguru is the one who initially is not the Sadguru by itself, but definitely is one of the elevated souls who by birth itself is inclined towards exploring the entirety of yoga and the entirety of spirituality. That soul is already different from every other souls. And that soul is chosen by the eternal master, by eternal Sadguru. And they are guided into, invisibly the eternal master will be guiding that soul and preparing that soul. And eventually, after, you know, tremendous practice, that individual soul will be enlightened and will acquire Sadguru power from the eternal master. Such soul is one who first look for knowledge in all around. They really put lot of effort to discover this knowledge, or rather to find this knowledge. And Abhyasi Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj is one prime example in the current time. That Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj, when he was just about 11 years old, he left his home looking for the knowledge. He went length and breadth of India, and he did everything whatever was available, but nothing satisfied him because he was looking for the experience of consciousness. And every other practices were just giving them the physical experience, nothing beyond the physical sound, physical light, the siddhi, vibhutis, all the physical powers, but no experience of consciousness. And he did not stop. He kept going, looking for the true knowledge. And this is what made Nityanadi Sadguru happy about him. And then eventually he appeared in front of him and bestowed him with the technique of Brahma Vidya, Vihangam Yoga. This is how then Sadguru Sadafaldeji Maharaj, after 17 years of continuous practice and seeking, eventually acquired the knowledge of Brahma Vidya. He revived this knowledge through his own effort by pleasing Nityanadi Sadguru. And then later, Nityanadi Sadguru passed on his power and knowledge to him to make him Abhyasi Sadguru. So this is how the Abhyasi Sadguru is made. And then any human body has a, you know, a period to stay, but the Sadguru power has to stay in a human form. And this is why there is a fourth type of Vyakt form, the manifested form of Sadguru, that is Parampara Sadguru. Now, Parampara Sadguru is the Sadguru who is made by the guidance of either Swayam Siddha Sadguru or Abhyasi Sadguru. Swayam Siddha Sadguru or Abhyasi Sadguru, before they depart from the mortal land, they will choose a very pure soul. And uh, when I say they choose, that means it could be divinely chosen also, in the sense the soul can be called in their own lineage, by yogic power. They will call, so that right from the birth itself, they are under the guidance of the Abhyasi Sadguru or Swayam Siddh Sadguru. And from birth itself, the soul, that pure soul, does not have to seek the knowledge, because the knowledge is already available. It is just that that soul is grown into that knowledge and prepared to hold the power of Sadguru. And when the time comes, the Abhyasi Sadguru or Swayamsit Sadguru, when they have to depart from the mortal frame, then they will pass on the entire power of Sadguru to that soul. And that is how the Parampara Sadguru then continues holding the power of Sadguru for the well-being of the humanity. So these are the four different ways that the Sadguru power is held in this mortal land for the benefit of the humankind, so that we ignorant beings do not have to go length and breadth of the world to find this knowledge. The knowledge is readily available when the Sadguru is available in the human form. Okay, so before we proceed, if anybody has any comment, anything to ask, we can take questions here, and then we can proceed on the main thing, that what is the making of Vyaksa Sadguru, how the Vyasi Sadguru is made, how the Parampara Sadguru is made, and what is the discipline about it. So we can discuss about that. If anybody has any comment, anything to say, please open up. Otherwise, we'll proceed.
Yes, Vijayji, you explained so very good all different types of gurus. Uh, Three gurus are very clear. I have still not clear about Swayam Siddha Guru. Could you talk a little bit more about Swayam Siddha Guru, and is there any example of Swayam Siddha?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. See, Swam Siddha Sadguru in Vedas are also known as Vashisht. Vashisht is the title given to such Sadguru who are Swam Siddha Sadguru. And any Vashisht Sadguru is one who will appear by itself, do its job, and then disappear. And that is why, you know the names of Abhyas Siddha Sadguru, you know the names of Parampara Sadguru, but you would not know the names of Swayam Siddha Sadguru, because they are the divine soul coming directly from the zone of liberation, from Mukti Dham. They come by the instruction of eternal master, by the instruction of Nityanadi Sadguru. They are given the power of Sadguru for that period. They will come down and do its job, establish the Brahma Vidya in this mortal land, guide its disciple and make one Parampara Sadguru, and then disappear. And this is why, there is no known name of Swayamsit Sadguru. I hope that clarifies.
So there is nobody we know today or any near future past Swayam Siddha Guru.
Yeah, as I said that Swayamsit Sadguru is not one who is appearing, or who is taking birth like a baby and is building identity and all that. It doesn't happen like that with the Swayamsit Sadguru. It happens like that with Abhyasit Sadguru, with Parampara Sadguru. Nityanadi Sadguru himself also stays here for very long when he doesn't have any soul who can actually do its job. So that's why at least we know the identity of Nityanadi Sadguru. The recent one was Sahib Kabir. uh, but Swayamsi Sadguru is very limited time. They come for the purpose, they appear, they basically, when the knowledge is not there on this mortal land, and then they just come to enlighten one candle of this knowledge, and then they go away, so that from that candle it can then spread, when the earth was devoid of that knowledge. So Swayamsi Sadguru is very limited time appearance in this mortal line. It's not like Abhyasi Sadguru or Parampara Sadguru or Nityanadi Sadguru. That's why Swayamsi Sadguru is not entity which will stay here for generations. It's not like that. They stay here only very limited time, and they don't assume any human identity. He is not known by any name by anybody. Swayamsi Sadguru will be known only by the disciple who he will choose for making the Parampara Sadguru. Right? So he's a divine entity who will appear, enlighten the needy one, and then he will disappear. It's like that.
So, so great, great explanation there, Vijayji, Rajay. And I have a follow-up question. Uh,
Mhm.
so the Swayamsiddha Sadguru, he appears in a dream,
No, no,
or
no, no, no,
okay,
no. Yeah, not in the dream. He will assume the human form and appear in front of disciples.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See, it says here, दूसरा स्वयं सिद्ध गुरु वह है जो मुक्ति धाम से ईश्वरीय आदेश लेकर संसार में प्रकट होते हैं और ब्रह्म विद्या का सदुपदेश देकर जगजीवों को मुक्त करते हैं. So Swam Sit Sadguru is the one who comes from the zone of immortality, Muktidham, and they appear here just to bestow this knowledge to the needy one, and then they will disappear.
But they
So
don't
Swam,
disclose their identity.
yeah, because they will just come as a divine entity just to somebody, just think like this. Somebody is meditating in the cave, okay, in the cave, and they're meditating, seeking this knowledge, and that soul is pure, deserve this knowledge. So either the eternal master himself will come to enlighten that soul, or he will send one of the liberated soul who had this very seva bhav, that I I mean, who was actually, for example, Abhyasi Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj. Just think about it. Sadafal Devji Maharaj has a pledge that I will stay here till my pledge is over. His pledge is to liberate minimum 100,000 souls from this mortal land. And he will complete this pledge in 6 generations. Just think about it, that the just to liberate 100,000 souls, because of all the layers of ignorance and the trap of Maya, for 100,000 souls also, though it is more now, it is already disclosed by Sadguru that it has actually risen up more than 200,000, 250,000, it's more than that. But minimum, he had said that the minimum 100,000 souls. But even to find the purity of the soul to that level where you can be liberated, you're ready for liberation, it takes generation and generations to find only that many souls. Such is the need of purity in each one of us to become eligible for just being liberated. Now think about it. How much eligibility would be needed for a soul to become Abhyasi Sadguru or to become Parampara Sadguru? Just to be liberated, we require that much of purity. But even after liberation, you cannot become Sadguru. You become Sadguru when you have even further, qualities which can only make you eligible to become Sadguru. And such Sadguru, when they leave the mortal land, they are different. Even though they are in the Mukti Dham, those souls are different souls. The Abhyasi Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj, when he, after six, right now, he's still there in this mortal land. He is still guiding, he is still interacting with the disciples and the Parampara Sadguru. He appears to the needy souls, needy disciples sometimes. He constantly guides the current Parampara Sadguru, Swatan Devji Maharaj. Everything is happening, according to the plan that Sadguru Sudafal Devji Maharaj has done. Even though he has left his mortal frame, he is still working here. But when this 6 generations will be over, after which the Sadguru will pull his stream of Sadguru power and go back to the immortal zone. then there'll be no Sadguru power here. The Swarved will be here, the knowledge in theory will be here, but there'll be nobody who can pull your consciousness in the meditation. But Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj's soul, once it is in the zone of liberation, he is still one under the purview of Nityanadi Sadguru. He knows that this soul has done this. He was the one who revived this knowledge when the knowledge was not there. He was the one who looked out sincerely about this knowledge and then was chosen to become Abhyasi Sadguru. So such souls are always under the purview of Nityanadi Sadguru and are given the chance to go back again and just, rekindle this knowledge when this knowledge is lost. And they just appear just to, you know, lighten this knowledge and then disappear. They don't stay here and become one of the social, live social life. It doesn't happen like that. Swayamsi Sadguru are the Sadguru who appears, bestow this knowledge and disappear. They don't live like family and all that. It doesn't happen like that with Swayamsi Sadguru.
Thank you, Vijayji.
Yeah. So right now, when Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj appears in a human form, he still appears as a Abhyasi Sadguru because he has been here in the identity of Sadafal Devji Maharaj. But after the knowledge is gone, this power is gone, and then the earth is deprived of Brahm Vidya knowledge. Next time, when the same soul comes here, it will not come as the identity of Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj. Even if the same soul comes from the Mukti Dham as Swayam Siddh Sadguru, now that identity of Sadafal Dev is gone. The identity of Sadafal Dev for that soul is only as long as he is here right now. But once he leaves the mortal frame, he is now independent of all those identities. Now he is a pure conscious soul who is capable of holding Sadguru power. But then he is in the Mukti Dham, like every other souls. And later when Nityanadi Sadguru will send him again to, revive this knowledge, as a Swayamsit Sadguru. He will not come as a Bhyasit Sadguru. He may not create the human form looking like the Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj. He can assume any form at that point of time. Right? Because so this is how the Swayamsi Sadguru is. Swayamsi Sadguru has no tagged identity. Swayamsi Sadguru will appear in any human form, will bestow this knowledge and disappear. Okay, that
Thank
was
you,
good.
Vijayji. Another question I have is Sadguru Sadafal Devji made Akashvani after he left the body. It was tangible. Was there any other, later on, any occasion that Akashvani was heard?
Yeah, many times. For example, when Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj was grooming Parampara Sadguru, Pratham Parampara Sadguru Dhamchand Devji Maharaj, he used to tell him that after I go, there'll be occasions where you will fall into, I mean, he was disclosing the future. For example, one of the incident, he said that you will be going to Shunya Shikhar Ashram. And on the way, because it will be that time when Prathampara Sadguru was there, Dhamchandeji Maharaj, the ride was tougher than what it is today. Now the road has been paved even further close to the ashram. But earlier, the ride was like you had to walk through the mountain for maybe 3 hours or more than that. So Sadafal Devji Maharaj told him just to give him the confidence that, as I said, I'll be here till my pledge is over. So he said, there'll be uh, time after so many years that you'll be going to Shunya Shikhar Ashram, and on the way you will be tired, and then I will, you know, I'll be kind of motivating you then at that point of time to go ahead. And this is what exactly happened. After that many years, when Dhamchandeji Maharaj was tired, then the sound came. Um, he used to call him, I'm forgetting by Mahatma. Yeah, Mahatma. He used to call him Mahatma. So, Mahatma, थक गए, बस इतना ही दम है. ऐसा, so this sound happened there, and then he knew Mahatma. To Sadafal Devji Maharaj only used to call him, so he knew, oh, it is Sadafal Devji Maharaj. So that means he is still watching, he is still there. So he showed his presence. Second incident was that he he was told that, not second, I mean, it will be one of many. I'm just recalling myself as that. So he told already that when you'll be writing Svarved Bhashya, then you will be uh, looking at my grammar, and I wrote it like this because I wanted it to be sound like that. So the way Svarved Dohas are written, you will find that the grammar of wording here in the Hindi wording, somewhere you'll find that, okay, it is supposed to be the hars ikar, but it is dirgh ikar, or it is supposed to be, hars dirgh, and it is, or some of the word which has to be, the letter has to be the half letter, but it is full letter. Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj actually wrote it by sound. This is how he wanted it to sound, and that's why you will find that there are some places where the wording are not as per the grammar, but it is as per how it will soothe the sound, so that you can sing a systematic way and it still feels good. So accordingly he wrote. The way he used to sing, he used to write accordingly. So he said that there'll be place where you will be correcting it, and then I will come in your prerna, and then you will know, oh, it it is supposed to be the way it is. And exactly that's what happened. But that point of time, it was not Akashvani, but it was just in his Atma. He then explains about it in his other book, Sadguru Dhamchand Devji Maharaj. He writes about it that then Nityanadi Sadguru's prerna came to him that no, it is, don't change it. It is supposed to be like that. There are many other incidental which are mentioned in Sadguru ki Yog Leela. There is a book which is a full of such incidences after Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj left his body. The book is written by one of a great yogi who compiled all these Leela together into one book. He is Sant. I think Rajkumar ji has lived with that Sant many years. I'm forgetting his name. Uh, Anybody know the name of the Sant who?
अचलेश्वर जी
No, not Achaleshwar ji. स्वामी जी के,
कपिल मुनि जी
हाँ हाँ, कपिल मुनि जी, या कपिल मुनि जी, यस यस. So Kapil Muni ji, he wrote one of the book, either Swami ji के महाप्रयाण के बाद और योगी की योग लीला. I think योगी की योग
महाप्रयाण के
लीला.
बाद जो है वो अचलेश्वर मिश्र जी ने लिखी थी, जो बड़े स्वामी जी पर थी.
राइट राइट.
योगी की योग लीला आचार्य धर्मचंद्र देव जी महाराज पर लिखी थी कपिल मुनि जी ने.
Kapil Muni ji, yeah. So Kapil Muni ji wrote Yogi ki Yog Leela, which could be combined लीला of all Sadgurus. But स्वामी जी के महाप्रयाण के बाद, स्वामी जी के महाप्रयाण के बाद is a book which is a compilation of only about Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj. Yes, that's written by Pandit Achaleshwar ji, because he spent his time with Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj during his time. So in that book, Swamiji ke Mahaprayana ke baad, when we read that book, you'll find many such incidences where Sadafal Devji Maharaj not only did the Akashvani, but also appeared on many occasions after he left his body.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, to conclude today's topic, the Vyakta Sadguru, making of Vyakta Sadguru. Anybody cannot claim to say that I am Sadguru or put title of Sadguru in the name unless the power is given by the eternal Sadguru. So not without authority from eternal Sadguru himself, anybody can assume as a human form of Sadguru. Aj Sadguru, aj Sukrit darshan nahi, hoye pariksha nahi, वह सदगुरु पद है नहीं व्यर्थ गुरु जग माहे. जब तक सुकृत देव की आज्ञा सनद न छाप मनमुख सदगुरु नहीं बने अद्भुत सदगुरु माप. Now here somebody may think that, okay, what is the point? I mean, if anybody, even if write their name as Sadguru so and so, what is what is the problem in that? The Sadguru is a power which is capable of magnetically pull your consciousness from the trap of Maya to the higher zone of consciousness. Sadguru is not the preacher. Sadguru is not one who will just, motivate you. He's not a motivator, motivational speaker. But Sadguru rather does not speak when they do this leela of pulling your consciousness from the trap of Maya to the higher zone of consciousness. It's all internally done. You sit in meditation, and then the pulling force will start working. When you are actually, when Sadguru is pleased with our seva bhav, the seva, the examination is first taken by Sadguru for every disciple. Only when the disciple qualifies, by all means, when Sadguru knows that now this soul has real detachment from the world and is ready to attain the higher experiences. When Sadguru actually tests from all different level, then he does this lila and pull the consciousness directly into the Almighty. So this power of pulling the consciousness and taking into the zone of experiences which is otherwise not possible by the soul itself, no matter how hard you try by yourself, you cannot enter into that zone of experience. Only the magnetic pull of Sadguru can take you over there. So that Sadguru's magnetic pull is required for one to become Sadguru. If anybody is putting that title and soul is going there hoping because they read in Svarved, they read in Bhagavad Gita, they read in Upanishads that to acquire the liberation, to acquire the Brahma Vidya knowledge, one has to surrender to Sadguru. And if anybody put the name as Sadguru, the poor soul will surrender unknowingly, not knowing that who is the true Sadguru, and will spend the valuable human life without attaining what they wanted to attain. So that's why it is also said that, ideally, one should not even write any scripture about God's realization if one is not Sadguru himself. Only Sadguru should write the scripture about Brahma Vidya. Anybody else writing about that will be misleading for the human being. And so if the writing book is also, all the scriptures that you have seen, for example, Vedas, the rishis whose mantra has been taken in Vedas, majority of them, when the mantra is about Brahma Vidya. See, in the Vedas, we have mantra about Ayurveda. So we have mantra about the different other aspect of knowledge also. Those mantra came from other realized yogi. But any mantra in Veda that you see which talks about Brahma Vidya, which talks about this path of God realization, whatever is the name of the Rishi, that Rishi is the Sadguru in his time. Because that is how it has been. So in Vedas also, the Rishis who have spoken about the Brahma Vidya, about God, those Rishis were the Sadguru in his time. That's why those came in the written form like that. Only Sadguru has the authority and the right to really bring this knowledge in writing. Anybody else writing and giving commentary about this knowledge will only create illusion. And this is what has happened. We have seen different forms of yoga today. Somebody calls Dvait, somebody calls Advait, somebody calls Shuddha Dvait, Shuddha Advait. All that different forms have come today as a philosophy. And majority of the sincere followers are also in the trap of those philosophy. So Sarvit further also talks about those individual philosophy and dissects those philosophy, saying that why that philosophy is not complete by itself. So instead of blindly following anything, we really need to think in the line of what Svarved has spoken about those different streams and contemplate the way Sadguru Sadafal Deji Maharaj has dissected it into, minular, logical way only. Logically, he has tried us to understand why that philosophy should not be considered as complete. And so Sadguru title, keeping Sadguru title without the magnetic power is actually not a good thing to do for the humanity. It only misleads people. So who can assume Sadguru? Only the one who is given this power by the eternal master himself. अज गुरु की छाया पड़े सदगुरु पद अधिकार विद्या पढ़ गुरु नहीं बने महाकठिन व्यवहार. Only when the eternal master himself embraces the soul, individual soul, and makes him the reflection of himself. When the eternal master starts flowing through that soul, it's only then that soul becomes the human form of Sadguru. And this is what happened with Abhyasi Sadguru. Right from the childhood, Sadguru Sadafal Deji Maharaj was actually showing a special sign. He was different from others. So that time he was just a seeker. He was neither Sadguru nor a realized yogi. He was just a seeker going around looking for knowledge. He was so sincere about the seeking that Sadguru, eternal master, he started guiding him invisibly without him, without Sadguru, without Sadafal Devji Maharaj realizing that who is guiding me, but somebody was guiding him. बालापन अभ्यास में ममशिर अंगुर राख अमर पुरुष वह कौन है तत्ववेता या भाग who was the one who placed his hand on my head, and when I opened my eyes nobody was there. So all these were mystery in his childhood, but somebody was guiding him. He didn't know who that was. When he was doing different kind of japa, then the sound used to come, ye karne se kya hoga, what will happen by doing this? The path to God realization is way different from this. All this guidance used to come to him when he was child and looking for here and there. And then eventually after tremendous, seeking, he got the darshan of Nityanadi Sadguru, and then everything was disclosed to him. गंगा तट झूसी गुहा तीरथ राज प्रयाग दर्शन अज सदगुरु दिए जागी पूरन भाग. So it was in the Ganga Tat Jhusi Gua where we have it is in the Prayagraj where we have the main ashram, Sadguru Sadafal Deva ashram. In Jhusi, it's a param tirth for us. So Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj, there's a place where he got the darshan. That place we all should go and take darshan when we go in Prayagraj ashram. There it has been already, there's a small hall created around that, so one can go in and know exactly which place the Nityanazi Sadguru appeared for Sadguru Sudafal Devji Maharaj. That has been marked in that ashram. You can know where it is. So Ganga tat Jhusi Guha Tirath Raj Prayag Darshan Aj Sadguru Diye Jagi Puran Bhag. That's when everything, all illusions, all confusions, everything was vanished when Sadguru Siddhafal Devji Maharaj received the darshan of Nityanadi Sadguru. Then he knew that, okay, it was this divine entity who was guiding me all the way from childhood through this journey. And that was the darshan when he was given the technique of Vihangam Yoga. But after he liberated through that technique, he started preaching this technique to the humanity. He was still not Sadguru. Without being Sadguru, just being liberated, he started teaching the technique of Vihangam Yoga to others. But people were not paying attention to this knowledge. They were so engrossed into Maya. Sadafal Devji Maharaj was feeling helpless about it because he didn't have the magnetic pull at that point of time. He was realized yogi, but he did not have the magnetic pull to change the vrittis of the consciousness of the soul. And then he writes that 1992 माघ कृष्ण है पक्ष सदगुरु मोहि अपनाया निजमत कर गए दक्ष. Then Vikram Sanvat 1992 was when Nityanadi Sadguru flowed his power to Sadguru Sudafal Devji Maharaj and made him Abhyasit Sadguru. So only when he acquired the power from Nityanadi Sadguru, from Eternal Master, then he became the Sadguru in the human form. And after that, the Vyakta form of Sadguru, though it is sitting at one place, but the Sadguru's consciousness is always running throughout the creation, not only in this mortal land, but also in immortal land. Sadguru's consciousness is both place, even in the Mukti Dham and also in this mortal land. Even if the Vyakta form of Sadguru is sitting at one place, it does not mean that he is not watching us, he is not close to us. Sadguru is always close to us. Sadguru is always watching us. Uttam jigyasu mile de bodh darshaye. Dev sadafal vakragati tah guru bhed छिपाए. But Even if Sadguru is close to everyone, but he will hide himself. Even if physically he is close to you in a human form, he will still hide his power from you. As long as we are not pure and we have our own play, own games, own selfish motives, if all that is running in our head, vakragati, kutil swabhav, when anything of that sort is there in our character, Sadguru is away from us, even if he is close to us. Physically or consciously, he is close to us, but he is unreachable. Only when we become Uttam Jigyasu, when we really become purely selfless, and we develop the detachment, we become pure seeker. Jigyasu means the seeker, Uttam means the purest seeker, meaning when we really seek only the Sakshatkar of Brahm, nothing else. When we really seek that, now I really want to know what the Almighty is, what the God is. When the only thing that remains in our desire is to know God, nothing else, and we become that pure, that's when Sadguru will start showing his full power to you. Full power. Right now, he'll be walking, talking like a normal human being, even if he's in the Vyakta form. Walking, talking like a normal being, forgetting things, asking same questions again and again, just behaving like a normal human being. But from internally, he knows everything about you, not only from this birth, but also all the previous births that we have taken. Sadguru and Almighty is constantly knowing everything. What Sadguru does, Sadguru can know anything whenever he desires. Sadguru consciousness runs through entire thing. So whatever Sadguru wants to know, Sadguru will just connect to that and he will know. So Sadguru in that way is also omniscient. Whatever he wishes to know, he can know. It's like that. So Sadguru has the power to know everything about you. But still he will just behave like normal human being as long as we are caught up with our own selfish motive. Sadguru is hiding from us. But as soon as we start showing the sign of jigyasu, showing the willingness to get rid of our impurities, when we start praying that when we start accepting that, yes, Guru, I have these impurities. I am helpless. I cannot get rid of these habits. Only you are the bandi chor. Only you can break these bondages from me. When such kind of sense of surrendership is coming into our soul, then Sadguru starts showing his power. And this is how the this this thread of devotion, the thread of surrendership is required for Sadguru power to work with us, because that is only when the magnetic power of Sadguru works with the soul. Swamiji says many times, even in Amritvani, the present Swamiji, the present Vyakt form of Sadguru, Sadguru Sutan Devji Maharaj, he says that I spread my power to disciple and it comes back. It comes back without affecting the soul. Why? Because the thread of devotion is not there. The thread of surrendership is not there. शक्ति जाती है और वो लौट कर आ जाती है. So for we to really benefit with Sadguru power, we need to meditate. We need to do sadhana. And we need to have the seva bhav. We need to live in seva bhav. Only when the sevya bhav is within us, when we are thinking about serving the cause of Sadguru. The cause of Sadguru is what? To spread the Brahma Vidya knowledge. Only for that Sadguru is here, nothing else. Brahma Vidya knowledge to liberate the soul from all problems, all worries. So Sadguru wants to see that seva bhav within the soul. ब्रह्म विद्या प्रचार का सदगुरु का जग काम करे करावे ताहि को सोई सेवा शिष्य नाम. The Shishya is the one who participates in this seva of spreading the knowledge of Vihangam Yoga. And when Sadguru sees that quality in the disciple, it is only then he starts showing his power also. He will be more evident than for the disciple. And that's why only those who run in seva, they know more about Sadguru. Those who are only in receiving end, just listening satsang, doing sadhana on their own, but not doing seva, not spreading the knowledge of Brahma Vidya, not talking about it to others, they will never know the power of Sadguru. Sadguru will be available more and will start working with us more when we start holding the seva bhav within ourselves. And this also gives us a clue about how the Brahma Vidya can be acquired. The reason this is like that is because you just meditating on your own will never ever raise you in the level of Brahma Vidya. The Brahma Vidya is given to us by Sadguru only. And Sadguru can give only when we surrender to Sadguru. And the sign of surrender to Sadguru is to obey the commandment, to do what Sadguru wants us to do. So only when we start spreading Vihangam Yoga to others, that's when we create the possibility of even raising our own consciousness in meditation. Our meditation will also prosper, will grow only when we become the follower of Sadguru. Whatever Sadguru does, if we start doing the same thing, then we are a real follower of Sadguru. Only when we follow Sadguru, the Sadguru's power will follow us. Only when we follow Sadguru's act, Sadguru's power will support that act. So only when we engage in Brahma Vidya Prachar, that's when the quantum change in our sadhana is also a possibility. Otherwise, it is not. We'll be stuck wherever we are. So उत्तम जिज्ञासु मिले देह बोध दर्शाए देव सदाफल वक्र गति तह गुरु भेद छिपाए. So with this, we conclude on the topic of Sadguru. Thank you so much. Jai Sadguru. Yeah, over to you, Nehaji.
Thank you, Vijayji, for sharing your wisdom and clearing up the concept of Sadguru, how Sadguru can be in different forms, and specifically the difference between Vyakt and Avyakt form of Sadguru, where he can be present at one place and yet can be present at everywhere around the different disciples. If at this point anyone has any questions, please come forward. We are here to answer your questions.
Yeah, just Gurudev, Vijayji, beautiful explanation. I think I have one question. Probably it has come up before. I want to know where is the place of these Devi Devtas in, Bhagwan Krishna or any other avatars?
Yeah, so when you know about the origin of these human forms, first of all, we know only about some of the Devi Devtas who appeared in a human form and became Dev for the human beings. For example, Yogi Raj Sri Krishna or Bhagwan Shiv, they are like Bhagwan Ram and all that. We also read about Ganesh Bhagwan, we read about Hanumanji, and they all become worshipable deities for the humankind. But then there are other Devi Devtas which are the force behind the natural powers. For example, the Vayu Dev, the Agni Dev, and all that, right? So these Devi Devtas, they exist with the creation. Once the creation is gone, then the Devi Devtas, whatever we have known, by whatever name, those identities are also gone. When the creation is gone, then there is no Devi Devtas to hold that power. So, what is the role of Devi Devtas? The role of Devi Devtas is to sustain the righteousness in this mortal land. That is the role of Devi Devta. When the creation is made, then there are certain role of these pure individual souls who are making this earth a better place to live. When there's so much of injustice in um, what to say, the Treta Yuga, then Bhagwan Ram came and he established the righteousness back again, that this is how a human being should live. He just gave the example of how a human being should lead the life, right? So similarly, when Dwapar Yuga was there, when there was so much of injustice going on, then Bhagwan Shri Krishna came and then he, you know, did the needful uh, to basically remove the injustice from the earth at that point of time. Adharma was spreading, the non-righteousness was in height. So he came just to demolish that. And then he did his job and then went back, right? So these Devi Devtas, they become identity of prayer because they do so much for the humanity. Anybody who comes and relieve you from suffering will become Dev for you. That is why it is said that the Matri Devo Bhava, Pitri Devo Bhava, Guru Devo Bhava. Everybody is Dev only for us. Why? Because they, in one or the other form, are relieving us from suffering. So the place of Devi Devta is respectable, worshipable for people just because they have done so much for the humanity. Now, who should we be surrendering to if we want to liberate from the mortal land itself? Role of Devi Devta is for us to make the proper arrangement for living in this mortal land. But what if we want to liberate from the mortal land itself? Then the role of Devi Devta is not there for that path. Devi Devta's role is only within the creation. If you are looking for liberation from the creation and go back to the immortal zone, Mukti Dham, and attain the bliss that the soul is constantly seeking for, then this is where the messenger of Almighty, the eternal Sadguru, the Sadguru comes into picture. Devi Devtas is one of the yonis, just like we have Manav Yoni, we have Dev Yoni. Dev Yoni is doing their own job. All these yonis are created when the universe is created. When the creation goes into pralaya, then these yonis, all the yoni, including Dev Yoni, everything vanishes. But Sadguru still exists. Almighty still exists. Almighty is only one. Dev, actually, Param Dev is only one. Every other entity in the name of Devi or Devta are actually one of those elevated individual soul. They are elevated individual soul. They are special souls, but they are one of the infinite number of souls. You can say like that. Yes.
Thank you, Vijay. I have one follow-up question. When there's a parlay and then uh, again Srishti
Mhm.
happens,
Mhm.
in that case, the Brahm Vidya starts right from there, or it could be just, on its own, any time based on events or anything.
Yes. So, and also, just to add more onto what you said, when the pralay happens, then not all the souls go back to the immortality. All the souls with their own karma still remain in the mortal land, waiting for the creation to happen again. So, for example, if I am not liberated and pralay happens, then it doesn't mean that automatically I'll go back to the immortal zone. I'll be mukt, I'll be liberated. It's not like that. I'll stay, my karma will stay with me. And so, when the next creation will happen, which yoni will I get first? The yoni that I am entitled to get based on my karma. And this is why every creation, when it begins, the Paramatma will, with his own power, will create all the yonis. And that is what is called Sankalpik Srishtis. So the first thing that happens is the Sankalpik Srishti, where with the Sankalp, with just the wish of Almighty, all the bodies will appear. And so with this, we can understand that the when let's say I deserve to be a human being, when the creation happens, then I will get the human body. That means when the creation happens, then not only Adam and Eve was created as a human form. Whatever we hear in English literature, that is not what happens. The reality is the many human beings are created. Similarly, all different species, they are all created at once. All different forms. Fish is created, the birds are created, all that are created with the wish of Almighty. All different yonis, infinite number of yonis are created at once. And similarly, just think like this. If See, when do we get the knowledge of Brahma Vidya? It also depends upon what was our um intentions
Okay.
before that point.
Okay.
If we were seeking this knowledge, we were in the path of this knowledge, then we have to continue that journey. Just imagine that the pralay did not happen. If the Srishti itself would have continued, then what would have been our tomorrow? Just think like this in terms of knowledge, in terms of experience. What would had it been tomorrow if the Srishti would have continued? But just because Srishti took a break, it got into pralay, it does not mean that the flow of karma will be disrupted. Flow of karma does not get disrupted because the pralay happens. The karma rule is still in place. If we deserved to receive this knowledge, then we will get this knowledge when the moment the Srishti happens again. So all the souls who are deserving to continue this path of Brahma Vidya, for them, eternal master immediately, after giving the body, immediately they enlighten them with the Brahma Vidya knowledge. Okay, so right from the very first day of Srishti itself, those souls will be put back into the same state of britis, same state of awareness about the Brahma Vidya knowledge, not about the physical knowledge. Physical knowledge is different thing. Here we are talking only about the Brahma Vidya knowledge, about the knowledge of truth, not about untruth. Untruth meaning anything which is created in this creation is ever changing. When something is ever changing, those are not constant. Those are not the knowledge which is going to stay. They will always come and go. those knowledge are the transient knowledge. We are not talking about the transient knowledge. We are talking about the knowledge which will be equally applicable in any time, in any yuga, in any place. That is called the knowledge of the truth. So those knowledge will be brought alive to the soul right from the very first day when the creation happens, if the soul deserved to continue in that path. So what happens is the moment the creation happens, when the body is given to the human being, then eternal master starts working right from day one. He starts reviving those knowledge to the deserving, for the deserving human beings. Right from day one, eternal master become operational. Yeah.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Vijay.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mukesh ji,
Hello.
Ajay ji, and others who participated today with their insightful questions and having curiosity built in all of us. And thank you, Vijay ji, for answering this question. Does anyone else has any question?
Yeah, I was speaking on mute. Sorry. Uh, Thank you, Vijayji. That was a great explanation. Clarified a lot of doubts. I still have one question, if you can take that. Um,
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Basically, I'll use an example of a community here. I have my house, and there are several houses in my community, and every
Mhm.
house has a grass in front of the house, and there are
Mhm.
so many companies that they come and claim that, hey, we can make your grass green. Truly, there are so many different types of companies, and based on the knowledge that uh, you know I see that, yes, this is the company that will make my grass green. But if I have others in the house that don't believe, and from their perspective, if this is a fake company, and their company is the better company, how do we handle that? Like who is the right authority to say, okay, this is the right company? Like how do we claim? Because everybody says that I'm Sadguru. There are so many Sadgurus in this mortal land at this time, and they have different
Right, right.
knowledges. So how do we, I want to do seva, but there is a lot of resistance. So how do we, cope up with that? Or Sadguru himself will then uh, kind of empower or, uh, help in that situation. I'm just,
Yeah,
sometimes
no,
I
no,
get
very good.
confused.
Very
Yeah,
good
yeah.
question. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you, Ajay ji, for asking this. See, first of all, we we need to look at the theoretical aspect of spirituality, because that is the only thing we can begin with first, right? So this is why it is said that before we begin in this journey, the satsang must happen. Why? Because with satsang, with the tattva bodh happens. We know the vahya tattva gyan. We know the theoretical knowledge about the spirituality first. Once we know the theoretical knowledge of spirituality, we already gauge now by that principles. Once we know the principle of spirituality, at least by that also we can understand, okay, what is doable for me if I wish to progress in this, what is not, what is the path which is good for me, what is not. All that will be clarified initially by the theory itself. Now, when we talk about the theoretical aspect of Sadguru, what is the theory of Sadguru? The theory of Sadguru is this, that Sadguru is the one who is given Sadguru power by the eternal master himself. That means there has to be a history about one getting the Sadguru's darshan. One has to have the knowledge about the eternal Sadguru, Nityanadi Sadguru, that there is a holy master who is watching everybody. And there has to be a history about that human form receiving the power from the eternal master. So if anything of that sort is happening and there's a noted history about any person, then at least those are in your list. Okay, they are the one that are potential Sadguru for me. And then there'll be many gurus who could be just Vedic guru. They are doing good social service. They are becoming motivational speakers, right? But and they are good for society, because the society first are not at a level of seeking that you may have. Maybe you are looking for the real growth in the spirituality, but there are people who are not looking, who do not have that deep seeking. They just want to, just like they choose any other avenues for de-stressing, to get rid of stress, they find that no, I think listening to this guru is also equally de-stressing for me. It is very peaceful. It gives me calmness. It gives me strength to live my life. If people are looking only to make their current life better, if their focus is only that much, and they don't find it any loss that even if they live this human life with whatever way of making it better, if only that much I am done, and if I die, I am good with it. If they don't have this scarcity, the sense of scarcity, that the human life is the only life where I have the opportunity to liberate, and if I lose this chance, then I don't know when will I get the human form again. If they do not buy this idea, if they think that no, I don't worry about it, I just want to make my this life as good as possible, that's it, even if I die without experiencing almighty, it is good for me. If the seekers are only to that level, only the superficial seeker, where they are seeking only a better life, not the liberation, they are not seeking the God realization, then for them these gurus are good enough, because they are doing wonderful job. They are definitely doing very wonderful job. They are doing all the good social service, even the knowledge, the technique of how you can release your stress from yourself, how you can experience, how the tears of ecstasy can flow into your eyes. You'll feel very joyful. But that joy is what kind of joy? That joy is called the Priyanand. The Priyanand. There are two kind of joy. One is called Priyanand and one is called Shreyanand. What is Priyanand? Priyanand is one that pleases your mind. Priyanand is one that pleases your mind. And all the happiness in any of the technique that you experience, those happiness is still at the level of the mind. If one is happy with that, if one is happy with just being joyful with the mind, then any gurus who are doing wonderful job in this mortal land is good enough. But one who is seeking Shreyanand, what is the difference between Shreyanand and Priyanand? What is the difference? Difference is this, that the Shreyanand is never temporary. Shreyanand is never temporary. It doesn't come for a period of time and then vanish. It doesn't happen like that. Shreyanand is always permanent for the soul. So once you attain it, that means you are liberated. Then only you can attain it. And Priyanand is only a temporary moment of mind, happiness. Only when you stay in that state, you'll be feeling happy, and something else happens in your life, that Priyanand will be disturbed, will be violated. But Shreyanand will never be violated. But Shreyanand is not as easy, not as handy as Priyanand. Shreyanand requires tap. Shreyanand requires the entirety of yoga. It requires us to complete the 5 levels of meditation. Then only Shreyanand can happen. So those who genuinely seek and is ready to go through tapa are the only deserving souls to get the true Sadguru's darshan. And this is why when you are asking that how to tackle this, actually we do not need to tackle this. what happens is we need to deepen our seeking itself. If you deepen your seeking, if you're not satisfied with just living the life, when you know that this human life is very scarce, I mean, there's a scarcity of this human life. You don't get this human life that easily. And so when you know the entirety of the opportunity that we have in the human life, then you will never be satisfied just with dharma. You'll never be satisfied just with artha. You'll never be satisfied just with kama. You would really look forward to get the moksha also. You will have the deep seeking within yourself. How does it feel to be liberated? How does it feel to experience almighty bliss? And you will not stop before that. So when we have that deep seeking, when we deepen our seeking, then automatically you will start rising above what any other organizations, any other gurus are capable to provide you. You will not then be just satisfied with that because your seeking is beyond that. So to find the true Sadguru, to eliminate or to remove all these confusions, we don't we don't have to do anything, but we have to just deepen our seeking. All automatically, the the filtration will start happening. You will automatically know if I'm seeking the university, you will start going away from primary schools. If you're seeking university, you will start going away from high school. If you're seeking university, you automatically will start going above colleges because you're seeking university now. So that's why I'm saying it's just about deepening our seeking. Once we deepen our seeking, our soul will not be happy with superficial thing. Our soul will demand something higher and higher and higher and higher. And that will lead you to the true Sadguru automatically. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vijayji. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just add one thing here, Ajayji, that when you're talking about how to do seva when there is resistance, this is where we need to also contemplate on one aspect that Vihangam Yoga knowledge, as you very, very rightly said, that it will not penetrate the soul if the soul is not ready for it. So this is very clear that Vihangam Yoga is not for everybody. Vihangam Yoga initial stage is for everybody, but Vihangam Yoga higher stage is not for everybody. So when it doesn't penetrate, then we move on. But if we just keep this uh, idea in mind that this knowledge is for every deserving one, then we have to find that deserving soul. For finding the deserving soul, we have to talk to everybody. If one doesn't listen, they have to talk to the other one. If he doesn't listen, we talk to the third one. And that's our constant seva. That's our constant seva. We always look for opportunity where we can speak about this knowledge, who we can speak about this knowledge. If this very idea remains in our head, that is what is called sevya bhav. Sevya bhav meaning you constantly keep this in your mind that where is the opportunity for me to share this knowledge to others. When we get rid of this bhav, that means our sevya bhav has gone. But if we constantly hold this bhav in our mind, that means we are in the sevya bhav. So more important for us is to remain in sevya bhav and then looking for really the finding the or counting how many could I find today. It's not about how many could I found today who was eligible or who was ready, not eligible, I'll say who was ready for listening. It's not about that. More we should always look for is did I lose this idea in my head? Even if opportunity was given to me, did I had this feeling of sharing or I just thought, let it be. I think I'll rather um, just stay, comfortably on my couch. I don't want to speak. If the moment this kind of feeling starts happening, where you'll start losing the desire to share this knowledge, that is what is a warning sign. So Sevya Bhav, if you stick to Sevya Bhav, I think that will solve all your problems that you're talking right now. Sevya Bhav is there, then you won't look for who you are talking to. If one person is not listening, you have this Sevya Bhav. You cannot just stay quiet. You will look for another one. You will talk to that person. If he does not listen, you'll talk to the third one, because you have a burning desire within yourself to share this knowledge to others. You are in Sevya Bhav. That's all matters.
Yes, thank you, Vijayji.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one other thing is, Ajaji, just adding to what Bijaji was saying, that the Sav Bhav is there even before the spiritual path is clarified, actually. So that's why the spirituality is for those kind of souls who are actually confused in some way, but they are deep down, they already are Sav Bhav, because their Sav Bhav has started from within their home and within their smaller family, within their neighborhood, in their community. And then now, so I think because initially, before the spiritual path was more clear, the bhav was already pre-existing, or they have created that bhav within themselves. So that's why the charity, apparently I found out much later that the word charity is originated from a Latin word, and which has a source from Greek word called agape. And agape became charity. Agape means love. And nowadays people just call it for the physical donation, like how much money and donation and all that. So if you look at, so I guess what I'm alluding is that when we are the seeker, then we just don't listen. We listen and then we do swadhyay and research, as opposed to a lot of people who will listen and without doing the homework, they will enter into tark. And that's what happens a lot. And but when we are seeking and doing that research, spending swadhyay, but that itself is a savbhav, actually. That already is a service, because you would have spent that time to get your promotion. So you get a 10% raise, isn't it? But you instead choose to do swadhyay and research. So the life will throw the kind of balancing act. And the unfortunate thing is 99% will follow the other one, because that's the flow. That is the general direction. That's how the wind is flowing. So these kind of things we will have to just kind of make ourselves aware as we are pursuing the path of spirituality. But my understanding is that the very fact that people who are already doing Vihangam Yoga sadhana and satsang, they are already super blessed already. Now they just have to work on the intensity, I think. Yeah, Ji. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Neeraj.
Thank you. Now, considering the constraint of time, we'd like to move to the last phase of today's satsang. I request everyone to sit down for the Shanti part. In Shanti part, we chant for peace for everyone in this universe. May Sadgurudeo bless the entire cosmos with peace, love, and prosperity. I would now like to request Ranjita ji to recite the last few lines of Shanti part for us.
जय सद्गुरुदेव। शांति पाठ। हे प्रभु शांति स्वरूप हो, शांति शांतिमय शांति, शांति शांति जन शांति हो, पूर्ण शांतिमय शांति। हे प्रभु शांति प्रदान कर, दूर हो सर्व अशांति, देव सदा फल शांतिमय, शांति शांति सुख शांति। जय सद्गुरुदेव। Over to you.
Thank you, Ranjita ji. I would like to thank all of you for joining today's satsang. I encourage everyone to ponder upon today's topic that we discussed. I would like to extend my heartfelt thank you to Sulbaji, Vijayji, Ajayji, Mukeshji, Niranjanji, and everyone else who participated in today's satsang for their seva and also for their active engagement in this session, for the team behind this for organizing and coordinating this satsang. I pray to Sadgurudev for a peaceful and spiritual week ahead for all of us. See you all next Sunday at 9 a.m. at the Eastern Standard Time. Hope you all have a wonderful day and a week ahead. Jai Sadgurudev.